Ready?
What is your favorite part of living in Sachiko Lake?
Favorite part. Anishmane taman uma kadashike Sachigo Lake.
Anishmane taman.
Kevine menu taman.
Managaya.
Ah.
Paniyo. Pagito.
Oh,
Giving time.
his favorite thing was doing fishing and trapping.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about you?
Doing, I do the beadwork a lot.
Okay, my favorite part of living in Sachiko is being a community teacher. I love working with children. And I've been working here for the last, well, this is my 20th year working with Martin McKay Memorial School.
Well, the school. I've been an educator for a long time, and being around kids makes my day every time I'm in a school. I enjoy students very, very much.
All right.
Go ahead.
Okay. My favorite part is living in Sachiko. Is I'm living in the homelands of my grandfather, my grandmother, my father, my mother, who lived here trapping, fishing, and who raised us. There was 10 of us in our family, who raised us by the activities they did, and I just love the country that I go see every time I go. I either go trapping or fishing. I know exactly where my grandparents and my grandfather hunted, where they fished, things like that. So it's really familiar.
What is the most favorite part of Sachiko Lake? The most favorite part about Sachiko Lake is coming up here and visiting in the classrooms and visiting with the students and watching them in doing their work. Yesterday was the best time that I had in a long time, for years, because in the last few years, because I was playing Sparky the dog and I visited every classroom and got to watch all the students laugh or smile at me. I also enjoy coming up here because I get invited to go to a lot of homes. I get to go and have, sometimes it's moose meat, sometimes it's a fish lunch, or I get invited to homes and I get to go visit with grandparents and parents when I'm in Sachiko Lake. It's beautiful here.
How do you want to see Sachigo Lake grow in the next few years?
What I like to see in the next few years or years to come is to have paved road in our community, and also for our school, I want to see, I want us to have a phys ed teacher in our community school. Also, I want my business to grow. I want to build a store for our family business.
Okay, two things that I'd like to see. One is the work that I've been doing with the education director, the principal, and the LEA, and that's on board policies and procedures, because I think that's really, really important for a school like this. What it allows you to do is follow certain procedures to move the school system forward, especially when new teachers come in and come out. The second thing I'd really like to see for growth for Sachiko is more and more students coming from grade 8 and going into grade 9 and being successful in high school. And one of the things I've talked about with the LEA is the possibility of the town of Dryden. And the reason I say that is I grew up in Dryden, but my daughter is also vice principal at Dryden High School, and she's in charge of a project that the province has brought to Dryden to help students move from grade 8 to grade 9 better. So those two things would be great.
Sachiko's situation has changed. It has changed from living off the land to the modern city folks that are coming in. The modern activities like computers, TV, radio, airplanes. And now the thing that they're talking about is in the future, which you people will probably see, is the all-weather road. And the thing is to succeed, each of us to succeed, we need to educate ourselves. We need to find ourselves as to what we want to be, which we will all work towards to be what we want to be for Sachigo Lake to succeed.
How do I want to see Sachiko grow in the next few years? I think my response would be, how would I like to see Sachiko, the school, grow in the next few years? And what I would like to see is not only the testing and the writing results improve and get better, but I would also like to see students going into the area of information technology and doing films and projects much like this here, where the students are actually involved with the camera and with the sound and with different things, because maybe somebody will want to be a cameraman, or maybe somebody will want to do something in that area for a career, and this is just going to be the first thing. So what I would like to see is the girls and the boys develop into something, pick a career, and that they might focus on, because of teachers like this that are working with information technology and different aspects and using cameras and computers, so on.
Okay, when you saw what the massage go to your knee, I had to stay with me, God, take it up. Evening. Gentlemen say gave one, gave an in. I saw what the monkey take it up. Well, I just like boys and girls to grow up in their own Indian ways, doing things and talking their language and doing stuff what they're supposed to do in the community. For myself.
So can you book the man give it in the start give scats. You go in the can't watch going to get me can more than what. You go in and snim on it and can't you can get it to give. It can't watch again.
He's saying almost the same. The most thing he wants to know is the kids to learn their own language, to speak their language and do the things that they They seen old people doing it before, or they can be taught about it.
What is your favorite house to live in? A teepee, a cabin, or just a house?
I've been in teepees. I've never stayed overnight in a teepee, but I've been at the hunt and the celebration in Bearsting Lake twice, and enjoyed my time in the teepee. Probably a cabin rather than a house. I used to have a cabin out in the bush for a number of years until I turned it into a house, but I enjoyed the cabin more than the house.
Okay, my favorite is in what situation I was in the past. Okay, in the past, you know, I went trapping or rabbit snaring with people, my grandparents or some people from the community, and in their hunting and trapping grounds, they had facilities to rely on when they're traveling. So some people had teepees, which I stayed in down the river. There was teepees, a couple of teepees down the river where people, if they want to go fishing, that's where they stayed overnight. And then cabins, those came into play more recently. People when they were trapping and fishing built winter cabins, and those log cabins took 3 or 4 days to complete. Okay, no, they used logs, and they used moss to cover the siding, the moss to cover their roof, and with this natural material, you know, these log cabins were livable. They were warm. They were. It all depends on the size. You know, they were very good for the purpose they were serving. As to my favorite, I guess at the moment my favorite is the house. I guess, you know, like I could no longer see myself living without the modern facilities.
What is my most favorite place where I would like to stay, or that I like to stay in? Well, I would like to stay in a teepee, but I haven't seen one in Sachiko Lake yet. But I like the cabins. The cabins are pretty cool, and the smell of the wood burning. I like the house if it's 45 below, and I kind of like the hotels too, because they have sometimes they have spas and you can get yourself fixed up. That's it. I like staying anywhere.
Beskriv gymnadan epistemän tohkelat. Ja kun mä tuonkin ja mikä käppi tuotamaan puutana. Okei, nähtykin ja nousi koska nuka minäs okei kiinniäisiä. Minä tatsu vai ja.
He said the reason why he still remembers the way he lived before. He liked staying in a teepee most of the time and on cabin, doing the trapping and fishing, all that. But same as now, he likes the house where he's living. Yeah, same with me. I like doing those things. I would like to live in the teepee again. But there's one reason there's one reason we can't do now is to sit on the floor. I mean on the TV when we use the trees for the floor, we used to sit on the ground, just trees, branches in the TV. No table, just making fire in the middle of the TV, cooking and making tea. We like that to be like that still. The kids that will grow up.
Okay, my favorite place to live in would be in a house. Because in a house we can take showers, it has electricity.
What is your favorite thing to do in Sachigo Lake?
Okay, my favorite thing to do in Sachiko is watching my grandkids and my great grandkid grow up. You know, I got a number of grandkids, and that's my favorite enjoyment, watching them grow, and also I also enjoy working here. It's fun. It's challenging, and it's a great enjoyment to watch people succeed.
What is the most favorite thing I like to do in Sachiko Lake? What I like to do when I'm here and what I've liked to do in the past was drive around and walk around and go visit Rebecca Tate. But I've also liked, this year I'm actually looking forward to hunting, and I'm looking forward to fishing when I come back in May. I've also been to that camp. I don't know, I can't remember who took me. Maybe it was Evelyn Tate, but there was this camp that everybody goes to. And I really like going there because that's a really pretty place. Actually, I just like socializing and visiting with various people, different people from the community. I went to Edna's mother once, and that was nice, just sitting there in a house with a wood burning stove. So I really like the smell of the houses when they have wood burning. Anyways, that's everything.
Bani gaji ke guna te kisto desi. Imene nasibu ke guna entukat magin wasasibu. Naka bugot kine geni kisto dada. Aku tamuaju gau ye kumaga entukat tamuaju. Wakai geon an kingi entuki. Lebat no siwa nasi entukis.
Right now, he can't hardly do anything right now because he's getting old. But he did everything he could do before. I like to do outside stuff. When I was walking around, I could do everything. Cooking outside, the fish we make, yeah. That's what I miss. Okay.
My favorite thing to do in school is, to come to this school, our beautiful school, to come and teach, to come and be with the kids. And also, I love looking after my business. And again, I work with the students, with the young people. I'm always surrounded with young people. And I love organizing my home. I spend time with my grandchildren. I have 10 of them.
It's interesting, but I quite enjoyed meeting the chief and council. I had the pleasure of meeting chief and council twice and sitting down and talking with them about education and realizing how much they care about it too. So that was probably the favorite thing in terms of big, exciting things for me. But again, if I went back to what I like doing most on a regular basis is just being around students and watching you guys learn.
What are some of the challenges that are faced in Sachigo Lake?
What are some of the challenges that are faced in Sachiko Lake? Well, I'm not sure about Sachiko Lake, the community, but I do feel like I have some challenges when I come into the school or to the education area. And some of them might be is that I see that I want certain things done, such as possibly a smart board or maybe something that I can't bring into the community. What I would like to bring into the community, I would like to do more. And sometimes I feel like I'm limited because in the summertime, we're limited with what we can handle on the plane. And in the winter time, we have to rely on the winter road travel. So those are some of the challenges because it's a very short winter road season. Other challenges might be that I believe when we're working here and when we come up here, sometimes I feel like a teacher might not be ready and this is not all the time, but just sometimes we have people coming in and they're not used to the bitter cold weather, like it might be minus 45, and that takes some getting used to for anybody. They have to do what's called climatize, so that's part of a challenge for anybody, really. Other than that, I think those are little things that I've noticed.
What's the most difficulties for anything?
Anything that you feel is a challenge that Sachigo Lake faces. Anything that you think is something that is important to think about as far as a challenge for the community. Something that's difficult.
Yeah, and these days, the days are getting harder. It's not used to be before. We like to see the young people to grow up in the good way, you know what I mean? Not doing the things that we don't want them to do. Gagi konstruta moć pani zaga liczymy. Gagi konstruta moć pyszpana.
Siya kinin na naman. Ugora ko kaya numagan mo at kano buwad wasag. Akano bugay ko na inis kano tanaginin may gati wasag ang kakpis success mo no. Gagi siya. Ano man ko kaya ko na siya unong gagi siya. Kaya kita na ito ko na kakanamagayot. Honest sige ko.
He says it's a lot harder these days not as before. Yeah. The kids must know, some of them that already finished their school. It's not running the way it used to be before in this community too.
No, muchas que gano chiseg. Kuno na que gano pshineti na gano che segego.
Because they see a lot of things coming in that weren't used to be in the community.
Ego mina gano chisses no botana que mochiak. Uskats que uskewehibet.
They didn't have anything to do, even us, when we were young people that time. We didn't have anything like today. We didn't have no TV or anything like that. We just lived in our own way, in our Indian way. Yeah.
One of the main things that I want to talk about is the challenge that we faced in our community. The young people were abusing drugs, and to this date they are getting help. The people that are willing to step up and get help, they are getting help. And the reason why I'm talking about the drugs is because I was always feeling bad for the children that come to school, the children that had nothing to eat in the mornings. I'm just always so very concerned about the children that come to school here in Martin McKay Memorial School.
I think your challenges are going to change. Challenges in the past, when there wasn't technology, was just the isolation of education and the lack of resources. One of the challenges, I think, for Sachiko Lake is how you're going to start integrating mobile devices in the school system. Because when you've got a laptop or an iPad or a cell phone in a school, you get instant access to information. So if you're doing a study and you ask the teacher a question, the teacher could say to you, well, why don't you look at it? Why don't you look it up? Google it. And it leads to a change from the teacher being the most knowledgeable one in the classroom to you guys starting to look up information and then convey that information to your friends. So education is going to change in the North because of optics, fiber optics. And that's a challenge, but it's also a fabulous thing.
The greatest the challenges Sachiko faces is the economic economy. Because Sachiko doesn't have an economy, and it doesn't have jobs, and it needs to find jobs and money for Sachiko to continue on. Like the government will not forever fund our community. So that's the job I see for the people that are in school at this time, to start thinking as to how they want to see their community in the future. So the job to do that is falls on each one of us, and also to educate ourselves to learn how to accomplish these things, and also to find ways and means of working with companies that are interested in opening up some sort of something they want to develop up north, like mines, tourist camps, things like that. There will always be people out there, out in across overseas, things like that, who would be interested in seeing our side of the country, because they never see, a lot of people in overseas never see the open and the unoccupied country that we have here.